So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
I've got some really good news. A few days ago, yesterday actually, Friday. Yeah, I had some really, I didn't give the message because it was after, and I don't record on the weekend, so I'll give it now. I had some really good news on Friday. I went to my blood clinic where they deal with my DVT or blood clots, which to be honest, I don't think I have anymore. I don't have a blood clot. There's nothing major wrong with me. It's just preventative. I don't have that anymore. I did have it and now it's gone. But I take a medication for preventative measures. Now what this medication did was it would restrict me from certain foods. It would restrict me from alcohol. You probably heard that on the stream. Well, I've been given my new, if you watch the VR chat video, you probably already know this, but I've been given a new drug. It's called apixaban. However, on apixaban, you get other complications, but I think I can deal with those complications. Above all, I'm a lot more freer. However, again, I was given conflicting information on how to take the drug. But as always, you should always listen to your doctor and not your pharmacist. That's what I said to myself. So I'm taking it as the doctor prescribed, as I remember him telling me. And that is 2 tablets in the day, once in the morning, once in the night. Now this tablet will make it so that I don't have to have an INR check. I don't have to have a blood check. It'll keep my blood from clotting. This also means that if I get cut, fall, or anything like that, just like on warfarin, I could bleed out. If I go back to the hospital after that, then they haven't got a antidote for it. They have ways of treating it, okay, but they don't have an antidote for it, so they can't do it straight away. So, depending on how major the trauma is, it could potentially kill me. That means that I have to be very careful about what happens to me should I get into a car crash or something like that. It's dodgy. However, I do carry the card on me, so what are the chances? Don't get me wrong, they're there, but they're very slim. So I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to continue my life and hope that things are all right. So far, so there are some side effects that are common, and that is nausea and lightheadedness from a low blood pressure and stuff like that. I so far have not really experienced that except for last night, and it was very brief. So I don't think that's, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think that's connected to the drug. I think that's something else. I think that's probably my irritable bowel syndrome that was doing that last night. So I'm not going to take it as the drug's taking it, because this only happened once. So I think so far I haven't had any side effects from taking the drug, which is absolutely amazing. Also, this is only the first day of taking the drug, but last night my gums did not bleed as much as they normally do, and that is a good sign. It means that this drug is a lot better for me in terms of my body and getting better and more healthy than warfarin was, because let's be honest, warfarin is rat poison. It's what they do that's what they use to kill rats. In minute amounts, it can stop your blood from clotting, which is generally how they kill rats, I think. Internal bleeding. It's horrible. So it's a poison. In fact, all drugs are a poison. It's how they work. I think most drugs. But then again, I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me on that. I might be completely wrong. In fact, if I am, just post in the comments and tell me if you want to. If you feel that strongly. Okay, so I think Friday. No. Well, I was able to get some money on Friday, which allowed me to buy the new Borderlands 3. I bit the bullet and I bought the Borderlands 3. Now, there's a few problems with Borderlands 3, and all of them are not aesthetic. The game itself is amazing. It is Borderlands. They've listened to the fans and they really have delivered. I mean, hats off to Gearbox and 2K Games. Absolutely, so far, I'm not even that far into the game yet, but so far, yeah, it's awesome. There's a few things I think could have been better. Now, in Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2, they had a kick-ass intro music song, that's a kick-ass song at the beginning, which I fucking loved. I loved both of those songs. In Borderlands 3, it's very lackluster and very soft and slow, and I don't like it. It doesn't reflect to me what Borderlands says to me. It's too quiet, it's too slow. It needed to be more kick-ass, more, in your face, because that's Borderlands. Number 2 gripe. The lag. I've kind of sorted it out to a point. Tried to optimize the performance. I've updated my drivers. So to a point I have got rid of it, but there are constant stuttering. It's stuttering. It's not to do with my computer. It's the program. It's happening with a lot of people. There are these constant stutter spikes, or whatever we call them, just the game stuttering. And you'll be doing something like, you're in a massive firefight. Usually it's in a massive firefight, so I think it's something to do with the AI. But I'm not a game designer, so I wouldn't be able to tell you. So you'll be running into a group of bandits. It's all right until you run into loads of bandits who are firing at you, and then you'll be doing what you do, because I'm a proficient Borderlands killing machine. I've been doing it for a while now, and all the controls are pretty much the same. So just a few tweaks here and there, which is absolutely amazing. So you run in. And as always, you would slide to cover, or you would slide into an enemy. An enemy is the word I was looking for, and you would fire your gun. And then you would pull out your sights, fire what's around you, slip into cover. That's how I play Borderlands 3. That's why I've always played Borderlands 3. It's amazing. It makes you feel like a badass, especially when you're really good at it. And I'm playing this on normal, not hard. So I'm playing on how it's meant to be played. Okay. When you slide and you're just about to make contact with the character, the game will stutter at this point, and it happens frequently. The game will stutter as you're sliding in, and you'll fire your gun, which is what you would normally do because you're quicker than the AI, right? That would dodge you normally. You slide in, you fire your gun, and the game will stutter, and you'll miss because the character will appear about an inch away from your gun's arc, and this happens frequently. Right? If that person was going to move, I'd know that person was moving, and as I was sliding, I would move the crosshairs towards them as I move towards them, because you can do this, and then fire with the mouse. It is easy, right? So I slide in, I would move the mouse, but because the game stutters, and there's a little bit of lag, right, it teleports. So you don't get that opportunity. And when you're being attacked by 3, 4, maybe 5 badasses because you're on normal mode, and it does happen, right? And I'm not going to lower the level. I refuse. So when you're being attacked by like 3 or 4 badasses, that is life or death, because you're sliding in to attack them. Now, that is a big gripe, and that needs to be sorted. And people are resorting to going to Borderlands 2 page on Steam, of all places, to complain about the game. It's not even on Steam till like October. It's got nothing to do with Steam. Steam can't do jack. They're hoping that 2K Games are going to notice the thread, but why would they? Why would they? So it's pointless. Steam can't tell them about these things, and they won't. So you're actually complaining in the wrong place. You're a bunch of idiots. Anyone who's doing it, anyone who's going to Steam and complaining on the Borderlands 2 page is being an absolute stupid dickhead. Sorry, but you are. You want to be going to the 2K Games Gearbox forums and complaining there. That's where you do your complaining. And also, everyone who's got a problem, will you please support a ticket to 2K and Gearbox so that they can see what the problems are, so that they can isolate the problems and make this game exactly what it should be, because it is amazing. And if it didn't stutter and we didn't have all of these frame rate drops, the game would be amazing. So can I ask you, if you've got the game, submit your problems to 2K Games. Make a support ticket and ask them the problems. Okay? Another thing. Probably gonna have to be sending my my Valve controllers, my Index controllers back, and having a new set on the warranty. And the reason being is because the thumb pad, the thumbstick, it's so as I think it's true. Underneath the thumbstick there is a sensor, okay, and when you put your thumb on the thumbstick, it registers the same as putting it on the trackpad, meaning that your thumb, that's tracking your thumb, when you put it onto the joypad, it tracks it as being down, because you've got your thumb on the thing, and then your thumb won't do this constantly. Okay, it won't do this, but it does with me. And why? Because the sensor's broken. The sensor is broken. Now, obviously, it'll stay down, and then I'll move my hand like this, and I think it slides out. And as it slides out, my thumb goes up, and then back, and then up, and then back, and then up, and then back. So I know that this sensor is broken or loose within the handset. I know this. I've been working on it. Now, that means I'm going to have to send my fucking Index controllers back and go back to the Vive for a bit, which I'm not entirely happy about, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not happy about that at all. I paid a lot of money for those, and if I have to pay to send those back to have them returned to me, I'm going to be very, very angry, because I'm not going to pay money after paying over 250 quid for a pair of controllers. I'm not going to pay to send them back so that they can send me a new pair that'll work. I'm not going to pay for it, and that means I'm going to end up having a pair of broken controllers, and I don't think that's fair. Okay, last week, due to a little bit of stress, and because I wanted to celebrate, more than I wanted to celebrate the fact that I'd been moved on to another drug, on Saturday I had a few drinks, a few tequilas. I counted them, but I think I overmeasured. I may have overmeasured. and that means that I've gone a little bit over the measurement. Now, I didn't go much over the measurement, but I've been keeping to the 10 sin limit, and after I had that, it was worth it, like going without other stuff, to have those drinks on Saturday. It was nice to have those drinks on Saturday. If I lose weight, I'm going to do it again. But it was an experiment to see if I could have a drink on Saturday like I wanted to and still lose weight. If I don't lose weight, then sadly I'm going to have to stop doing it. I'm going to have to forego it because I can't allow that. But it was nice to have a few drinks. I didn't go overboard. I had 3 doubles. With Diet Cola. Diet Cherry Cola. Actually, it was quite nice. I like tequila. I like the taste of tequila, so it's all good. And I had a little bit of a buzz off, and it was nice. It was nice, relaxing. But excuse me, I'm sorry. Just woken up. I'm hoping that hasn't stepped me back in the wrong direction. Because I would really like to do this every week, but I have to come up with the fact, I have to, I think my bad luck streak has come to an end vis-a-vis Blender. I have worked out how to move heads and remove heads and put it onto bodies and stuff like that, blah blah blah. But there's a problem. The dimensions can be changed. That's true. And with enough time, you could probably move one part to another part and still have it move. I know this because I rigged just sausages and it worked. So you can rig anything to move if you wanted to. However, weight painting gets a lot more tricky the less vertices you have. It also becomes overcomplicated when you add clothes. Depending on how many layers of vertices you have per bone, the automatic weight paint can't work it out. If you have one mesh without any meshes on top of it, then you're okay. Now, in order for you to be able to automatic weight paint a body, you first have to make sure that you do a body that doesn't have any clothes on first. So you get yourself a base body and you rig this base body without any clothes on. So it's completely naked. You then add the clothes and you copy the vertices underneath to the top layer, and you keep doing this. It's called transferring weights. So you can transfer weights from the first mesh to the second mesh, and you can then build it up. And then after a while, then you have a workable body, as long as the mesh underneath is perfectly weight painted. Adding objects to it with certain weights is an easy thing to do, as long as the mesh that you're adding isn't a mesh that has different parts all going in different directions. So, and this is the crux of it. I tried to weight paint a and it would have been a really good meme. It would have been amazing, right? I was going to put Dwayne The Rock Johnson's head on Maui from the film. So Maui's body, Dwayne's head. And I was going to have the song You're Welcome. That in itself would have been funny. It would have been funny. People seeing it would have laughed. And he would have had his head as well. His hair as well. It was going to be funny. The problem being is the grass skirt that Maui wears in the model I have is all over the place. All jagged. Now, of course, for it to look like a grass skirt, the planes or the segments, the mesh, had to be like that. Unfortunately, that means weight painting Maui around the waist area, right, was an absolute nightmare. Also, it weight painted the outer mesh rather than the inner mesh. What I'm going to attempt to do is try to somehow, and I don't know if it's going to be now, or if the only way I'm going to be able to do it is by removing the grass skirt and weight painting the rest of the body. Because I think, if we're lucky, the grass skirt on Maui, right, is a separate mesh. If it isn't, then this isn't going to happen. Because there's no way in hell that I'm going to do that. And the reason is not laziness, it's because I know that it's a nightmare. That the weight painting on that would be so nightmarish that I would end up wanting to kill myself. Not that I would ever do that, but it's a term, it's a saying. We do that all in Britain. Some people mean it though, so we'll be careful. I don't. No. I don't know if that's going to be possible. But I've got other ideas. Which is a shame that I can't do Dwayne The Rock Johnson as Maui though, because I mean, if it was the other way around, if it was Dwayne The Rock Johnson's body with Maui's head, then yeah, but unfortunately that wouldn't be funny because no one would recognize the head of Maui. They would only recognize the body of Maui, and everybody recognizes the head of Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and that's why that would work. It wouldn't work the other way around. Now I was thinking maybe having Dwayne The Rock Johnson's head bigger than the body, so it was more of a chibi kind of thing. That would be even funnier. And then when people are looking at it, they look at me, they go, "Why?" And I go, "All that I can say except you're welcome for the." Gone. They wouldn't be able to breathe. They would not be able to breathe, and it is a shame that at this level of skill I have at the moment, it is not physically possible for me to do it, and it is burning me inside because I really want to do it. It's so funny. But there you go. Also working on some other ideas. One is the ASD movies. There's a lot of like really quick like memes all in like fast succession with these movies where they've drawn them. I've been thinking of making a model, an ASD model for the ASD movies, and because it would be easy. It doesn't really necessarily have to have any fingers. It's just a stick figure. It doesn't have to be modelled much, except the head maybe. Somehow. I literally don't know how to do it, but I probably ought to work it out. And basically, the mouth and the eyes, it's pretty much easy enough. I don't know if I'll be able to do it with my texturing, but I want to do some fast memes, like if I keep walking down the street and I explode, and then someone goes, "Bill, what have you done?" and rainbow and all that kind of thing. I want to do that, and that is an idea I have. Also, I want to make a avatar for one of my friends. Well, I not necessarily know what I want to do, but I know I want to get the sack head from Little Big Planet, and I want to do something with that sack head, like numerous times, like make a few, and let his Berserker Giant, I want to put some memes on it for him. Right, basically I want to take the sack head, I want to put the sack head on a suit. I want to paint the suit so it looks roughly like his actual avatar, but better, done better than he's got. And I want to put some memes on it for him, so he can have some laughs and like have some dances on it for him. And he doesn't actually have to ever use the dances and shit, but I want to do that. I want to do that for him. I want to do that because I like him. Okay, so today is the moment of truth. We find out if on Saturday when I had a drink, whether it has affected my weight loss in any way. If it hasn't, then I'm going to be doing it on a regular basis because I enjoy it. I don't think it has right now, but we don't know until we get on the scales. So there's no real, I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. About if it's the same amount of weight loss, then I think we're going to be okay. I was within my goal as far as I know. In fact, because I over measured myself with the alcohol, I was very restricted with my sins that week. Due to the fact that I needed to make sure that I'd equaled it out. And then this time we're going to measure it properly. I know what I did wrong, and we will measure it properly. But everything should be fine. If it isn't, then we're not going to do it again. It's as simple as that, because we can't afford to not lose the weight, and I got to make allowances for that. But if I've lost weight, I'm definitely going to continue to do it. There was a time when I was doing it like, excuse me, pick up my nose when I'm recording, I'm sorry. I was itching. Okay. Like before, I was having a drink like every day, and then sinning it obviously, but because I was doing it every day, I think it was a bit much. Like one day out of the week, I think is okay. But we'll see. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So I will let you know, obviously, in the tomorrow when I'm recording, exactly what the outcome is, and that probably is going to be the end of the video. So after this bit, I'm going to tell you how much I weigh, and if I'm happy, and if we're going to continue to do my Saturday venture, which I kind of enjoyed, so I don't want to really stop, but if I have to stop, I'll stop. Okay, let's come clean. It's come clean time. Okay, so I didn't gain any weight this week. I did lose, but it wasn't a large, significant amount. It was half a pound. Now, the problem is, I know what I said. I said if I don't lose weight, I'm not going to do it anymore. Well, I did lose weight, but not as much as I'd want. The problem being, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to have a few drinks this weekend, and the reason being is because I miscalculated the measurements of my alcohol. And therefore, it was not a fair test to see if I could drink and lose weight at the same time. So, I am going to measure it properly, because I know what I'm doing now, and get rid, just sort out that mistake for this week. Have a few tipples on a Saturday night with friends, and then I'm going to see how that affects my weight when I'm doing it properly. Now, if I still don't have a large significant amount of weight loss this week coming, I will stop doing what I'm doing. But I don't want to. So that's why I'm doing this, just to see. I want to see if it was the fact that I didn't measure properly, and I think it is. So yeah, I don't want to stop because I'm missing having a little bit of a tipple on the weekends. I'm missing having a buzz, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm missing doing a drug that makes me derpy. I'm missing it, and I've been missing it for a long time, and I need to do it for my own sanity. And I don't know why, I just like the feeling of being impaired. Not like extremely impaired, just slightly impaired, because it's just nice. I don't want to do it all the time, so that's why I'm picking a single day when I have a few doubles, or maybe even a few beers if I want to. But I gotta pick one or the other, and I pre-sin it so that I know I'm okay to do that without worrying about it. And I'm hoping that I can do it. But I mean, like I said, if I have to bite the bullet and just until I get all my weight off, then I will do so. Anyway, that's pretty much it. This is an update telling you that I lost half a pound this way through. Now, I'm not going to beat myself up about that, because half a pound is not a weight gain, it's a weight loss. It may not be, as I think, a significant weight loss, but it's really hard for me to think about anything being a significant weight loss unless you drop a lot. And to me, half a pound is like not even a scratch in the ocean. So I mean, I am huge and I really need to get rid of it. Such a struggle for me to keep myself under control. It just is so hard to keep myself under control sometimes. But I don't know, I'm getting there. Cut.
Thanks for watching the Great Fishes video. I hope you all have a great day. If you could subscribe, that would be heavenly. Throw my friend a like and share with your friends. And he will hopefully see you next time. Till then, peace be with you.